everybody. Sorry, the last live just cut out. I obviously didn't have very good signal, so hopefully this one will work. Fingers crossed. So I shall just start from the beginning again. So today, this live, I'm talking about cold and wet weather carrying again, as yesterday. But today I'm going to concentrate on toddlers, older children, toddlers, and back carrying. Okay, so it's a different kettle of fish from yesterday, which was newborns and younger babies and front carrying. Okay, so hopefully you'll pick up a few tips today if you've got older children for this wet and cold weather that is about to be upon us. So please excuse the coffee as well. Again, not a great school and nursery run this morning, hence why I'm running a bit late as well. But anyway, I'm here now. So as per yesterday, first of all, what I'm going to talk about is how to dress your older child. Okay, so the same as yesterday applies. So if you've got younger children, if you've got especially newborns and younger children, the closer they are to you, the better at keeping them warm, because you're very good at regulating your body temperature. And so if you have a child that's close to you, especially skin to skin, that's the most perfect way, then you will regulate their body temperature. Toddlers and older children, they are better at regulating their body temperature, but still, the closer you are together, the warmer they will be. And also, same applies if it's really hot weather. The closer they are to you, that you can keep them cool as well, because again, you're better. Hopefully the live is still working. I'm sorry, it's not very good today. I don't normally have this problem. Okay, so ideally, if you're going to be carrying your child for a period of time, then brilliant. Try and dress you and your toddler in the same amount of layers and as fewer layers as possible, so that you are close together, so that you keep each other warm, and put layers around you both. However, when it comes to older children and toddlers especially, and older, they're up and down, wanting to walk all the time. So you have to dress them according to the weather. Because if suddenly they want to get down, you'll have to take all these layers off that's over both of you, then dress them up again in suitable clothing so they can have a potter about. And then they'll probably decide 2 minutes later, oh no, I've had enough and I want to have upsies again. So you have to take all those off, put them on, and put all the layers back on yourselves. So it's obviously just not going to work. So you dress your toddler for the weather, however cold it is, or wet it is, you dress them for that. Okay, you can still, I will still show you some options of putting layers over both of you, so you can dress your child for the weather, but then still have some layers over the top of you both to keep yourselves and warm together. But otherwise, you need to make sure that you dress your child sort of ready to get up and down. Okay, so first of all, it's important to remember layers. So not one big I think we're back on. Frozen. I think we might be back on. I'm really sorry about this. This has not happened before. Might be the weather. I don't know. Although it's quite nice today, so I don't know. So I'm really sorry that it's cutting in and out. Anyway, so it's really important to remember layers again. So layers trap the air in between, and it just keeps you warmer. So we don't want great big all over suits necessarily. We want to make sure baby is in layers. So these the wonderful Blade and Rose leggings that I wear are great, because they also they don't, when you put baby in your carrier, quite often everything rides up and then you end up with a big gap. These are great because they don't do that. Leggings are fantastic, and lots of layers. Okay, so t-shirt and then a jumper, and you know, and a vest underneath that, and etc., etc. Also, if you do have that gap at the bottom between socks and boots and baby's trousers, leggings are really good. Okay, they also are really good because they keep extremities warm. So that's the important thing. When you're carrying, your core is kept quite warm because you're against each other, but it's legs and arms and head that get cold. So leggings, and you can pull those down as well, so you can cover the whole foot as well. Or you can pull them up, whatever you like. Booties, well, obviously at this age and they're walking, they would be wearing booties, but snow boots are really good. Snow boots are great because wellies can get quite cold because they haven't got much, they're not very warm inside. So snow boots are great if it's really, really cold, and they come up, and hopefully you won't have any gap as well. So leggings. So thinking about top half, it's really good. These, again, I showed you these yesterday. So toddlers, especially if you're back carrying, toddlers are really good at just taking stuff off and potentially you losing them. These are really good, and especially, or even better, would be the whole balaclava with one of these sort of neck panels. So they're great because they're really hard to get off. If I can get this on my baby. And then even if the hat comes off, baby still has a really nice warm neck and chest, okay? And so with that you can just put any hat on as well, okay? It does mean though, if you've got a scarf and a hat, it does quite often mean you have a little gap, which I don't like very much. So another option would be, rather than two different things for them to wear, I love, oh God, it's getting stuck. I love these really long schnoods. So it's just a scarf that you can put on, but it's really, really long. So not only is it a scarf, if I can get it on my baby, sorry. So baby's got really loads and loads of warmth in the scarf, but also you just pull it up over baby's head and it also becomes a hat as well. And again, it's really difficult to get it off and you're not going to lose it. So that's why I really like those. And you've got no gap at the back either. So they are really good. Or another alternative is to wear a hood. And again, so simple, but effective. So again, you want another layer on baby anyway. And of course, if baby is wearing a hood, yes, okay, they can pull it down, but you're not going to lose it. And you can always get somebody else to put it back on for you. And yeah, so you don't have that gap at the back. And it's really nice and warm. Now, do I put this on now? Shall we put it on? Let's put it on because it is cold. It's cold weather. That's what I'm showing you today. So we'll put the jumper on. I just do it both sides. So that is what to dress baby in. Okay, I'll get to the wet weather dressing of baby a little bit later. But warmth wise, yeah, so it's just really important that you remember layers and bridging those cold gaps, so behind the neck, and when the trousers come up and you've got that gap at the bottom. So leggings, leg warmers and hoods are really good, or the really long schnoods that I love. So let's get baby on my back, and I'll show you a few oh, of course. I'm really sorry there was freezing again. Hopefully you're back again. Again, I'm really sorry that this is happening. The other really important thing to remember with slightly older children is that they like to have their arms out quite often. Newborns and small babies, it's much easier and better just to keep their hands and arms in, and that keeps them warm. But with toddlers, they like to have their arms out and doing everything, so gloves are really, really important. Probably will just take them off. In my experience, they just get thrown away, so they end up just with cold hands, but at least you've tried. But yeah, so really important, try and keep those extremities warm. Again, you can use leggings. Is everybody back? I'm sorry, I'm so sorry that this keeps happening. It's really, really annoying. Well, I was just saying about arms, keeping arms and hands warm. You can use these leg warmers on arms as well. Okay, so if they're not going to keep on gloves, you can always put the leg warmers over their arms and over their hands like that. Okay, so that's another little trick that you can use. Okay, so again, these leg warmers are just great, really great. Right, let's get baby on my back, and then we'll show you what else, what other. Okay, everybody back. So, hopefully Dolly will play ball with me today and not get arms in the way. Her arm is already in the way. Where are the arms? There we go. Right. Let me just do that up. Okay. So, back carrying, first of all, in the cold. What was I going to say about first? So, I showed you the Boba baby wearing hoodie yesterday. I'm wearing that as a front carry. It can also be used as a back carry. Now, this is probably going to be quite comical. But I'll try and show you how to get it on. So first of all, there's a zip down the side, so make sure that that is open. And this is how I do it. I put my arms in first. And you've got can you see, that's baby's head hole, and that's my head hole. So I put my head hole through first, and then try my best to get it over baby at the back. And I haven't done it. So obviously, much easier if you have somebody to help you. It might be easier if I put it over baby's head first, potentially. Don't think so. I have done a video of using this Boba hoodie and getting it on baby, over baby's head. You need a bit of flexibility, or obviously a lot easier if you have somebody with you. So baby's head should be going through that hole there. So you get the idea. And you zip down. And you're all lovely and snuggly. Now, this is the hood, and it just sort of creates like a bit of a cowl neck, if you see. I found it quite handy. I've put my keys and my phone in there before, and gone for a walk. So, although it looks a little bit strange, it can be quite handy. There's pockets as well. So, and fake pockets, so you can actually put your hands in both sides and keep warm underneath. Keep your hands warm underneath too. Okay, so I'm sorry I haven't been able to get it on this morning. I'll post my video of how I did get it on in the comments after this. But it's just really nice and snuggly, and it's an extra layer that you can put over both of you so that your body warmth so you share your body warmth and you stay that little bit warmer. And it's only one layer, so if toddler does want to get up and down, it's only one layer to take off. Okay, so that is the Boba Hoodie. So it just means there's a little bit more longevity in it, because not only can you wear it on the front, you can wear it on the back as well, as very badly demonstrated by me this morning. You can buy specific baby wearing coats, obviously, and fleeces. So some you can just get just the fleece, and I use this one all the time, so I know I can easily show you this one. Now this actually is a fleece that a friend of mine made for me. So this was just an old fleece that I had that zips all the way down the front, and what she did was, I don't know if you can see, so if you're good at sewing, you can easily just put that extra panel in. That's all she did, and she sewed in that extra panel. And I use this all the time. So how I do this, I've got flexibility to be able to go all the way back and then bring it over like so. It does help that you can unzip the whole thing, and then can you see baby pops head through, and then I just do it up. So something like that is really easy to get on and off. To get off, I just make sure I take both arms out first, and then I can just lift it up over baby's head like so. But again, another way of you just having that extra one layer over both of you to keep you warm together. Okay, so that is that one. I've also got, which I showed you yesterday as well, this wonderful, massive, great big poncho that I can just put round baby and put round both of us like that. Okay, so you do have that gap, you do have a little gap there, but this is so snuggly and it's just so simple, it's just so easy. I've seen other people an idea that a poncho that goes over your head rather than like this that goes round. Somebody bought one cheaply in a charity shop, and so you put it on over your head and they cut a slit. That's all they did, just literally just cut a slit in so that there was room for baby's head to pop through as well. So that's just another cheap and cheerful idea that you can do. So that's the poncho. Of course, if you're going to wear your coat and then put baby on the top of your coat, and obviously then you'll want baby to be wearing their coat or layers or whatever, just make sure that these layers aren't really thick and puffy, you know, like a puffer jacket type thing. Try and use thinner layers and just put more on, because otherwise it's a lot more difficult to get a good fit with the carrier if you've got a lot of puffy coat in between both of you. Okay, so that's just something to think about. So those are warming ideas. So now I'm going to show you some raining ideas as well to keep you both dry. So again, as yesterday, one of my favourites is the clear umbrella. Of course, it can work just as well if you've got baby on your back, and you just put it over both of you like so. Of course, it's not so great if it's really windy or if it's really torrential rain, but most of the time it is just drizzle that we have, and this is perfectly good. So you can just dress for showers, for example. If you don't want to take all of your wet weather gear, just, you know, in case it's going to rain, you could just pop this and just grab this, and you're dressed for the cold anyway, so you're nice and warm, and you just need to put that over the top of both of you. So that I love that. You can obviously get specific waterproof baby wearing coats as well. Some you can get that have the fleece inside that comes out, and those are really handy because then you've got the shell, just the fleece on its own, or you can use the waterproof bit on your own, so on its own. So if it's not too hot, if it's not too cold, you can use the waterproof bit on its own. This is just one of my coats that I've brought, and you can get them that are specifically for back carrying, which is great. So that's just a panel that goes in, and I can wear it as a normal coat as well. So I take that panel out and I put in just a little teeny tiny panel, and I can put this panel in the front, so I can use it for, I showed you yesterday, using it for front wearing. Now I haven't done this with this dolly before, but again I'll show you my technique. Another technique is to literally flip the whole thing over like that, and then you can put on, and then just make sure baby's head pops out. Come on, baby. I'll try it the other way. But obviously with a real baby, they would, you know, and a real toddler, they would be able to help you somewhat get their head through. Or of course, ideally, get somebody else to help you. So here we go. Let's try again. So I go like this all the way over, and then I bring it up. Like that. I think I'm still going to have the same problem. I think the opening is just getting caught on baby's, it could be getting caught on baby's hand even, I'm not sure where the hand is. But anyway, so baby's head should be popping out. You can get ones with hoods as well. So you can, so baby obviously can stay dry as well, and you can stay dry by putting your hood up. But that's just to give you an idea that there are, oh, so that's what's happening. Baby's not quite in the middle. Anyway, you get the idea. Baby's head should be popping out. And yeah, and so you're both fully waterproof. You can get ones that have, as I say, lots of different inserts so that you can both have hoods and things like that. So, but they can be quite expensive. Okay, so, you know, it's great to purchase one because they're so easy, because it's all set up and it's ready and it's so easy to use. Of course, it does mean that they are sized. So if you and anybody else who is baby wearing is going to be using it too, then they might not, the one coat that you buy might not fit both of you. Okay, so you've got to think about that as well. But otherwise, they're so just quick and easy. So if that is the case, if you and your partner, for example, are really different sizes, you've got the Bundlebean. So again, I love the Bundlebean because it is really versatile. So I showed you yesterday how to use it for a front carry. You can extend it as well, so you can undo that Velcro there and make it longer. There are poppers as well to make it smaller if you've got small baby on the front, and then you can make it bigger, or for a bigger baby, or if you're using it on your back. The hood does remove as well, so if you know it's only going to be cold and it's not going to be raining, maybe you don't need the hood. But it also comes off because you can use this over a buggy or a pram and a car seat as well. So it's really, really versatile. So you can use it for back carries. So what I've done, I find the easiest way, I've put the Velcros, so they just easily come undone like that. And I put them in a rucksack style. So that's what I find the easiest. And I'm just going to put it on. Like so. And bring it up like that. And then all I want to do is tuck baby's legs in as well. So hopefully you can see that. I can't really see what I'm doing backwards. So that should be at the nape of baby's neck, and then hood up as well. So you can be wearing your coat, your normal coat, and that can go over the top of baby. Or you can put that on and use an umbrella, you know, or whatever combination you might need. So actually that was quite simple to be able to do. And this one is the fleecy one. So they do come, I sell them in the 2 different types. So you can see this one is fleece lined, and so that one's really nice and warm. The other one that I sell is just the waterproof shell, which is great because you can layer up anyway underneath, and it's that little bit smaller. But otherwise, they still do fold up quite small. And of course the big thing is that they're so versatile, they will fit anybody. So it doesn't matter if you're 4 foot and your partner's 6 foot, it will still fit both of you. So you can see it just folds up nice and neatly into there. So you can just whack that in the car or wherever. And of course the waterproof one, the waterproof one's probably about a quarter of the size of that. That's even smaller. So really handy, really handy. So the last thing I'm going to show you is what I quite like to do, because my boys are, yeah, they like to splash and they like to get wet and muddy and everything. So the last thing I want to show you is what I generally do with my boys now that they're both of a walking age and they like to get up and down a lot and that sort of thing. So if it's really chucking it down, I have my pack-a-mac. I put my pack-a-mac on, just as normal. Oh, it's not going to go. Oh, it's not. I'm not going to be able to do that up. But anyway, pack-a-mac on. And also, I probably won't do this because it will take too long. I put puddle suits on the boys. Okay, so we are all dressed, ready for the rain. Okay, so just an ordinary puddle suit, wellies on as well at the bottom. And I put them on my back like that, okay? So that baby is totally waterproof in puddle suit. I'm waterproof in my Mac, okay? The only problem that you get doing this though is, of course, your carrier will be on the outside, so your carrier will get wet, okay? It's not a problem because it will dry. It's only rain, it's clean water. The problem that you might have though is getting it dry for next time you want to use it. So if you've got an ordinary, this is just an example, this is a Kahubaby. So if you've got a cotton carrier like this, and especially if it's in the winter, it just might take a little bit of a while to dry. So what you can do is, I love, this is a Kahoo Sunshine carrier. So it's exactly the same as the Kahoo that I've just shown you, but it is the summer version. So it's made of this really thin solar weave fabric, and it dries so quickly. So you can, you know, obviously it depends on your budget, but this is what I like to do. And I'll use one of these instead, so it can get as wet as it likes, because it just dries so quickly. But again, there is a slight problem because I'm in a pack-a-mac, which is quite slidey. My toddler is in a puddle suit, which is quite slidey. And I'm using the Kahoo Sunshine in the solar weave fabric, which again is quite slidey. So it does take a little bit of practice to be able to get a good fit, okay? Because everybody's a little bit slidey, okay? But it is like, for me, it doesn't matter then how wet we get, because I'm waterproofed, baby's waterproofed, and it doesn't matter if the sling gets soaking wet either. So can you see it's sort of slidey a little bit? Okay, so you need to make sure you spend a little bit of extra time making sure you've got a good fit. Okay, so that's really important. And make sure baby's in there properly, because baby could slide around a little bit in the carrier. Okay. It's not just these solar weave ones. This is another example. The Gemini, the Beco. Well, this is a Gemini, but they also do a toddler cool as well. And this is a little bit. This isn't quite so slippery. This is a bit more grippy. So this is another really good example of a. Again, it's a summer carrier. It's a cool carrier, but it's so quick at drying. So if you do get it soaking wet because you've got the carrier on the outside and you're going out in the rain, it doesn't take very long to dry. So that's why these summer carriers are really good all year round, really. So so this one could be a bit more comfortable. So if you were thinking of investing in a carrier, then have a think about that, and have a think about wet weather as well as the warm weather in the summer as well. So hopefully me and my dolly have given you some ideas to think about for wet and cold weather, back carrying. I'm all wonky. Back carrying and with older children. Okay. If you've got any questions at all, please just message me. If you want to buy any of these accessories that I've shown you today, I sell a lot of them through my shop, so helixbaby.co.uk. Have a look at my shop, please. I will pop the links in the comments underneath this live. Hopefully this live will save on Facebook properly, because I know we've had a little bit of disruption, so I do apologise about that, but hopefully that has been really interesting for you. And go and get cold and wet with your babies, as long as you're prepared. All right, take care, and speak to you soon. Bye.